Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Uncorked. Tonight, we are going to be partaking in some classics, some old-timey So Bad It's Good movies. Not necessarily old-timey as in they're made a long time ago, although one does come from the 60s. Oh. Old-timey as in your classics. The
movies
classic...
have sucked since the 60s?
Yes, movies have sucked since the dawn of movies. But we're going to be watching some of the classic So Bad It's Good films tonight. And so, on our little expedition here, we'll shuffle up, and it's Dorothy's first time. You get to pick. Go ahead and pick, and then go ahead and read what your card says.
Let's see here. Manos, The Hands of Fate, 1966.
That's the one.
Okay.
That's an oldie. I'm excited.
Go ahead and
Alright, a family gets lost on the road and stumbles upon a hidden, underground, devil-worshipping cult led by the fearsome master and his servant, Torgo.
What's the IMDb score?
Oh, 1.6 out of 10. Yes.
Sweet God in heaven.
Mr. Michael.
Since he traveled the farthest, he was second.
Yes.
Not vibing?
No.
That one.
Alright.
Birdemic.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Birdemic. I think I've heard of Birdemic. Have we? Birdemic's quite famous, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's what this evening's for. So yeah.
This is the big
Birdemic, shock and terror. 2010. A horde of mutated birds descends upon the quiet town of Half Moon Bay, California. With the death toll rising, 2 citizens manage to fight back, but will they survive? Birdemic.
That's what birds sound like.
Oh, IMDb score 1.7 out of 10.
That's 0.1 better. Yeah, big changes. All right,
Anya.
just want to let you all know I just got done with my second semester of grad school and I'm kind of a soulless husk right now, so I apologize. All right, cool, good talk. Oh no, Double Down. My favorite. 2007. This is a Neil Breen film.
Oh, it's a Neil Breen.
We got Neil Breen in the mix.
It's Neil Breen's first movie.
Whoa.
Oh, I always forget that Double Down's his first.
How old? He was young?
No.
Well,
58?
Oh my God. Okay, Double Down, 2007. A brilliant computer loner seizes. A brilliant computer loner? Whatever.
Yes,
a brilliant
does he
computer.
loan computers?
I'm wondering if he's a computer.
He's a loner who is a brilliant computer.
Anyway,
All right.
a brilliant computer loner seizes Las Vegas and its terrorist attack.
This comes straight from IMDb proper. Like this is, I copied and pasted this.
Why did I pull Double Down? While fighting against his fits of clinical depression and obsession for romance and death.
Oh, God.
It's got a 4.2 out of 10 on IMDb. I find that hard to believe.
There are some hardcore Neil Breen fans, yes.
4.4.
I got Troll 2 from 1990.
It's a classic.
A vacationing family discovers that the entire town they're visiting is inhabited by goblins disguised as humans who plan to eat them. IMDb rates this 2.9 out of 10.
You pulled the worst.
Uncorked.
Just really going for it.
All
right.
For those who are joining us for the first time, we've done our intro, we've talked about our movies. Now, how do we pick our movies of the night? Well, it's game time.
We play a game. Tonight's game, Pass the Pigs.
Pass the pigs?
Pass the
I
pigs.
don't know this game. What is this game?
You'll see in a minute. And we're back. Aren't you excited? I'm excited. We're going to play America's favorite game. I made that up. I don't think most people have heard of this game.
Anyway.
But I love it.
Considering 3 out of the 4 of us didn't know what it was.
It's called Pass the Pigs. And the way the game is played, I'll break it down Barney style. I already told them like all the specifics. I don't really want to waste everyone's time. The way it's played, each of us has our 2 little piggy wings. And I get excited. And we draw a card, right? Say I just drew mixed combo. The goal is to roll a mixed combo. So I will then take my piggy wiggies and I will roll them. And I got a mixed combo.
Oh,
nice.
Really?
So, wow, that I didn't expect that. That was just for funsies. I'm not going to take that even though I totally want to now. But even cooler is if that happens, then you guys would hand me your pigs. Hand me your pigs. And I would roll a bonus roll where I roll all 8 of the pigs.
Whoa.
And I don't get taken out. I would get basically I have to pick whatever the highest combination is. I think for me it would be the snouter, and that would be worth What? I don't have 2 steps. Anyway, I'd figure it out. So
Yeah.
that's the way the game is played. All right, so let's play it.
Let's
I'll
play.
go first.
Play on.
Pulled another mixed combo.
Okay.
Here I go.
So that's 1 standing up, 1.
I get to keep my Razorback and roll this
Oh, yeah,
on the
that's right.
next roll. So this I get to keep. All right, Nate, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to take a photo?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Gandalf this stuff.
You're gonna whisper to the pigs. They like that. Oh, pig out. That's a dot up and a not dot. So
Man,
you're
you
done for the
guys
round.
let me down.
You're done for the round. That's what happens when you whisper.
So
that
when you
they
have
confuse.
a dot up and a not dot,
That's pig out.
you're out.
You're out for the round. Just for the round. So
And
he
he's
can't.
trying to match that.
He can't get this card now.
Okay.
You should get it together.
Pikachu!
Damn, bro, you got a double Razorback. But you
Double
keep.
Razorback up in here,
Don't
y'all.
matter.
You heard it here
You only
first.
keep one.
Oh,
All right,
Yes,
all
he
right,
is from Kansas City.
Wow, Jesus. All right, oh, you're out.
Ah.
Lame. Double Razorback. I gotta keep one. All right, Michael, your turn. All right, my turn.
Wait, does this count as that?
No.
They gotta get a trotter. You're trying to get a trotter.
Come on, try
Come on, trotter. Oh, damn!
So
Your
close.
turn.
Come on, man.
I also almost hit the unnatural pig position. Oh, been a bummer. Damn, these are good rolls.
Oh, no.
He's trying to-
No,
I'm trying to get on
you
his
just
feet,
want him
right?
to stand like so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a trotter. Like he's trotting.
Okay, good.
Thrills, action, excitement.
Why do we keep rolling
I
Razorbacks?
think it's impossible.
It's not impossible. No.
Anything is possible. Pikachu!
There can be
No.
miracles.
Is that
No, they're not
unacceptable?
quite touching.
Yeah, it's like
Barely. Wow, God has blessed me. That's an unnatural pig position there.
20 minutes later.
That is what we call a tease, my friend. Almost touching, that's a tease.
What if I knock my other pig?
You get to put it back on its back.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm not gonna do that too. Damn, it's gonna take forever. Why you keep rolling wrist? Oh my god. So now I keep the card. This is my 10 points card.
First
Very
person to
nice.
100 wins?
Yeah. If it gets too
What?
much later, we can always just make it 50. You go first, and you're trying to do a double Razorback, which shouldn't take us long given how that just went.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Oh, thank God.
We should I picked out again?
I was, yeah.
Don't pig out. Okay,
Oh,
well, that's
you got one.
All right, Dorothy, your turn. You didn't pig out, that's good.
Hey, you and I did the same thing.
Pigging out's really easy.
Oh, you got
I got
one.
Oh, you got a trotter, you lucky bastard, but that's not what you needed. Michael. Your turn. Hey, you still didn't pig out.
No.
Oh, so gross.
Nope.
Oh, that's one.
Yay!
20 points. There you go.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Check it.
I was
Not a pig out.
They were almost unnatural.
That's true.
Oh, so unnatural, they're touching.
Touching.
That's it. It
They're
doesn't
going
have to
like this.
actually be explicitly sexual.
I don't actually know any
Neither do
words.
I.
It's actually not called unnatural pig position, but I grew up in a disgusting household, so we called it unnatural pig position. I think it's called
2 pigs.
that's what. Yeah, I mean, we can call it
Sorry.
an oinker. That's right.
An
oinker.
But I like to
Not
think of it as a
a
poinker.
poinker.
Yeah. It's a poinker.
That's
No
okay,
boinking.
that's-
This is the
oh,
next one.
Oh, that's right.
Just happened to be the
Dot, dot.
pigged out. Is it dot?
Double
It's
dot?
like-
Double
it's not-
dot?
I can't see over its fat
So I'm
ass.
good, right?
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, you're good.
It's just one and the other.
Right. Yeah, you can't do 1 and 1. Oh, look at you. That's 1. Oh, you got one too. Did you pig out, Sam?
Oh.
Oh! Ugh, mixed combo. We gotta get a cider and a trotter, and it's you, Dorothy. You go first.
Okay.
Still
Man, it's
Still
scary
in.
when you have
It's scary,
What are you trying to
dude.
get right
You need
now?
a trotter,
A trotter,
the
so
hardest
legs-
one to
legs
get.
down.
Legs down.
A walker, base.
You!
Take your card. God, I hate you.
What movie did you pick?
You. I'm not gonna win because this isn't a game of skill. That's what you sound like. I hate you. Go back to Kansas. You
Go
get
on.
2 ciders. If you get what
Dot,
is it?
dot.
Dot dot. Oh. Oh.
Give me your
Give
pigs!
me your pigs.
Alright, guys. We need you to pull through here for me. You ready? Get to know each other in there.
Oh, it's not a key.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got.
Oh, look at that.
That's
He's got a
leading
leading gallon. That's
gallon.
25 points.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Holy
That's
shit!
25
That's
points.
25
Oh.
points.
He's back in the game.
Yay. This is a loving household. Isn't this nice?
Unless I'm winning.
If you go away on this summer day.
So just to clarify, at this point, she has 25 points. He has 30 points. He has
75?
75 points, and I have 10, 30, 45. I'm doing math. 55? 25 points? Yeah, for sure. 30, 45.
Yes.
Yes, math. Yes,
Our powers combined.
We all had to look at
I
that.
did a brain math. It means
Two.
I used my brain.
You went to school for.
Engineering, physics, and aerospace concentration.
We got this. And you went to school for.
Engineering.
Yeah.
And you're making me do ed math. You gotta be kidding. What a cruel world. All right.
Hey! For the win!
He only needs
Not
5
quite.
more
5
points.
more.
and he
Oh my
wins.
God.
Oh my god.
But he. Oh yeah.
I'm fine. Cider and eraser. I got this.
That could be it. For
It
me.
still won't
That's-
help me with that. Could make him win. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Cider and
Almost.
Trotters. I don't usually get Trotters.
Oh.
Dude, how are you just so good? But when you don't need to be.
Yeah, so that's a cider.
So, yeah, you can keep the cider. Yep, Brian. Wow, I've been working too much. You're tall
Generic
and
white guy
relatively
name.
blonde.
Yeah.
It's because of your hair. I got confused.
Very similar.
It's been a long semester. Kids.
Nah.
You get to keep the razorback.
Oh,
That's it.
Oh,
Hey.
hey.
Still probably have no chance.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, in other words, all right. So what we're gonna do is, if neither Michael nor I get this card, then we'll take everyone's score down. We'll write it down, like in a phone or something, and then we'll take all the cards back, reshuffle them to start.
That would win for me too.
It would. So
Yeah.
in other words, if Dorothy gets this card, we have to start over.
Man,
Man,
this is
that's not what I expected. I fully expected one person to just smoke the competition.
No, I thought I had this in the bag.
Is it Michael's turn
You were
first?
smoking us, and now I feel guilty for saying all those horrible things.
Yeah, very
All
convincing.
right,
I'm
here
a
we
great
go.
actor.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
Pig down.
oh, not Birdemic.
Oh.
Pig
It's
down.
down.
No, look, we just gave you. You might win.
What did I have?
I don't remember.
So it's between Neil Breen and Troll 2.
Yes. God damn, this was terrible.
Yeah.
This has gone
If
poorly.
this is gone pigly,
Bigly.
Pig down.
Not likely.
I just pigged out.
Oh.
Onion
Double down!
If you go away.
Oh, it couldn't have been mine! I have to win!
Curse your competitive
Curse my-
nature.
Competitive nature. Damn it all!
Curse your inherent piggy skills. Well, there we go. That's how you settle a disagreement in these parts.
Rolling piggies.
Throwing some piggies!
I don't know about a light cut of your jib. Gonna have to go roll some piggies. I don't know what my life is.
no,
This is a
like,
little
there's
bit
no
making
conflict
sense.
for him.
None.
You know?
Oh, look at that! We watched 2 movies. We did it. We did the thing again.
We did the
We
thing.
did
did
the
the thing
thing.
again.
It roped us in. The first one was so good. We were like, we
Michael?
gotta watch another.
That's not even remotely true.
The first one was so bad, we watched another one.
Just to
In
cleanse
hopes
the
of-
palate.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
Manos
It
was the
was
tongue
better.
scraper of the evening.
it was. the
Yeah.
tongue scrape. Well,
Yeah.
We all wanted to watch Manos Hands of Fate.
We all-
And so we
1966.
finished. Yeah, we were curious about
Yeah,
a film from
the 60s
1966 that was
See?
regarded as one of the best, worst movies of all time.
it wasn't that bad.
And we watched it because we were just kind of so burnt out by Neil Breen's premiere reveal into filmmaking, his
It
first
was an hour
expedition.
and 45 minutes of exposition.
I'm now a covert agent, a mercenary for any nation that wants to control another. I met the love of my life when I was 7 and stayed with her forever. We loved each other and we're getting married. I joined my country's secret strategic support branch of the Defense Intelligence Agency to fight terrorism around the world and became the best agent they ever had. I developed a way to control any computer or satellite the government had. The fact that I became so individually, electronically powerful scared my government as well as others. It was that power that caused them to assassinate my fiancée and break my heart forever.
His voice is bad too.
I-
That's
it
part
just-
of the issue.
It immediately
He has no
struck me
skill.
again how bad he is at reading his own lines.
All right.
Actually, I am curious because obviously Dorothy's first night here.
Yeah!
We launched right into pretty much the worst movie I think we've ever
single
watched.
worst film. Could
What-
not have done
how did
worse.
that?
by
How
it.
did that take you? Were you
You know,
surprised?
honestly, see, that's the thing. It's like, it wasn't even like a movie. It just kind of had like scenes of, okay, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do something else, and then we're going to do something else. It didn't even feel like a movie.
No.
At all.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Really just did not.
Totally agree with that.
And it was
The
just-
whole time we watched it, I was like, where's the plot though?
What's the word
Where's
I'm
the
looking for?
story?
Hot trash.
No,
Dumpster
that's the-
fire.
that's the
Yeah,
word.
dumpster
The
fire.
dumpster
It
fire
was
film. That
Awful. I like the eagle. I like the
The eagle that showed up in one scene.
Yeah,
You mean that
the
eagle?
stock footage
Yeah.
one shot of the eagle.
I also like the eagle.
Yeah.
There's a really pretty cactus in it. And
What was it? Really nice shot of the
Sunset.
cactus.
It had a nice
That was-
sunset behind it.
cactus and the
Yep,
the
yep.
lake. Hold on.
Well, America.
Was that supposed to evoke feelings in me?
I mean, I have some
was
feelings,
cute.
but it's not what he wants to evoke.
Yeah. I thought the eagle was pretty.
I mean, yeah, at least the bonus points for picking a pretty eagle.
Yeah.
If you were to give a synopsis of that film, to the best of your ability,
Yeah, tell us what it's about.
what is that movie about?
Oh, I don't even know where to begin with that.
Where to begin or where to end or where to do?
I'd say there was some guy in the desert, and apparently he has delusions of grandeur about being a CIA, FBI, whatever agent that he was supposed to.
We said describe the movie, not the behind the scenes of the movie. No.
Well, see, that's what I got from it. And his girlfriend died, and then he had a lot more grandeur.
Wait.
things, and
Let's talk about
that's
the
it.
girlfriend's death. Let's talk about that.
It.
Because we're all scarred from life.
Well, see, that's the thing.
We are all scarred for life.
His girlfriend died.
How'd she die?
He apparently shot in the head in the pool.
In the,
She got
was it the
shot
head or the
here
back?
in
It was the
spine.
yeah.
Yeah,
shot
it
right
was
here.
Disgusting.
And then what happened?
Yeah.
Tell
Oh
us all.
jeez.
Tell us all. Tell us all, Dorothy.
So they were in the pool, halfway naked.
I'm fine.
Pretty darn naked.
Yeah.
Well, she was basically naked, but with like a very
yeah.
Well,
skin-colored
Underwear.
it was so
Yeah.
skin
Underwear
colored
only.
that we
That's
thought it
all.
was a tan line.
Yeah.
We all thought it was a
Yeah,
tan
oh,
line.
she's naked.
Yeah.
Precisely.
They went, oh, she's not though.
No, it was a close up that we saw was actually a little triangle, had a little tag in
triangle
the
underwear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh man!
Oh, come on.
Will you marry me?
Oh, it is okay. It was underwear. We all thought
Did
it
he
was.
say, oh, jeez?
He said, "Oh, jeez."
And then
Traumatic.
Well, they're making out.
traumatized. No.
Traumatic
She got
events.
shot. We don't even need to talk about the making out.
Well, they were professing
They were
their
like-
love,
He's
and
like,
he
"Marry
proposed.
me." And she's like, yes, And then he opens a ring box. She's like, and then
Don't get it wet when
and
you
then
return
they're
it back to
gonna
Zane's.
kiss, and then. And then the next thing is like her with her ass tightly clenched, trying not to let her vagina show on the next shot.
Yeah.
She's floating
Yeah.
upside down in the pool.
Right.
And
From
then from
below.
there, it's him cuddling her, also face down in the pool. And I think we all saw his scrotum. It's just Debbie, you're still not.
Oh, he's got blood on his face. Blood on his face.
Oh,
I mean, I have to say though, to backtrack,
That was
even
probably
just
the best
the
part of the
way he interacted with his girlfriend in the pool was almost
awkward as
equally
hell.
disturbing to me.
Yeah.
They're like
So bad.
both naked,
Oh,
except he's talking to her
are
like
you
this, like
naked?
touching her at
Yeah.
a distance. Gently
doesn't
on
make
the
any sense.
on the elbow,
None of it
and then
made any
she's
sense.
shielding
Michael,
her body from the
You mean the
camera,
way he
just to
touches
like.
everyone on film?
But he was
so weird.
I think about you
every day. It wasn't quite.
I think about you every day.
There was, I think he gets more handsy as the movies go on, because this one he was kind of like doing the gentle little touch.
Yeah.
But then by the other movies he's like hanging off their lips and stuff and like really touching them and just like,
So
ugh.
bad.
Oh, I don't want to watch
Yeah.
anymore.
It's just like, no
I
more,
know.
please.
He
Thank
might be
God.
the worst filmmaker I know.
Hey, last night we went to the club, danced a lot, drank a lot, laughed a lot.
Had sex out by the fountains.
Camelot,
Wow.
Lancelot.
So tell me what you think. How much of this you think you agree with versus not agree with? I think it was about a guy who's super smart, who was super, like, he was in the military, top, Navy SEAL, trained, like the most deadly guy on the planet, and an amazing hacker. He listed his own credentials so much. It went on and on. But basically, the coolest guy in the world is this secret agent,
The Jack
spy,
Ryan
hacker.
of the film.
Yes.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
It's a good way to
Jack
put it.
Ryan of the film.
So this Jack Ryan character, he's got this traumatic past. He was in love with this girl from early on in childhood, and then he finally proposes to her in this hot tub swimming pool right as she gets shot and dies, and it just tears him up. So now he's going through this thing where he like sometimes sees her and interacts with her, sometimes he sees her corpse, which he's keeping in a weird bag thing. But then somebody recruits this guy to shut down Vegas.
Yes.
For 2 months.
Because this guy is now working, and this is where we're not sure what double down means. So double down could be implying that he's working for, because he does take hit jobs, and so he's working for not the government, but he's also working for the government.
Yeah.
But there's this other thing where he's talking about his nights asleep having dreams and nightmares and hallucinations of his ex-fiancée versus his real life, which is real life, so it's dreams versus reality, double down, or CIA or serial killer, basically a hitman. Yeah. So we're not sure what the double down is referring to.
We have no idea.
But he is definitely like playing both sides.
Of whatever the story was.
I mean, it seems at the beginning of the movie that he's a good guy, like the best guy.
You would think so.
Let's see what
so
30
soft.
minutes of aerobics every 6 months can do to a man's body. You're a
Look at all those medals on that denim vest.
But then you quickly see him do some shady shit. He starts like distributing poison drugs and stuff and doing hits
Into
and
the
things.
lake.
Yeah, testing it on fish.
Yeah, he killed
Which seems lousy. Yeah. Like, what a lousy thing
What?
to do.
What a piece of shit. Not
I think the
relatable
supposed
character.
dramatic tension of the movie was supposed to be, will he really do the right thing or the bad thing? Like, will he help the good guys or the bad
He
guys?
never did anything. I'm sorry.
on
He never did.
Like, I feel you're
He didn't do anything though.
Well,
That was the sad part. Like, I never felt like we all reached the end of the film and went, he never did anything. How did it even
that's
end?
not true. He climbed up and down a lot of hills.
I think because
Wow.
Look at him little dance hands.
The scrawny little arms.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Jazz hands going on that one.
He gazelled the shit out of us.
He scrambled up a hill.
He was like,
He held a rock.
He got his steps in. We're gonna go with that.
Assuming he's got to heal the brain cancer.
wow.
did that help you?
Get back up! Grab that loose rock. That loose rock will save you.
I got him up there, Nate.
He held a magic rock for a while.
He tapped on many off laptops.
He clicked many laptops several times.
Oh my god.
Adjusted
Dorothy,
several satellites.
Wait.
Sell on eBay. Yeah.
Help us out. Was any of them laptops even on? Nope. Not one of them. Did he ever hit anything on the
Absolutely
laptop?
not. Absolutely.
What do you mean? This is definitely doing
I'm
it.
like, space.
We can see the screen, sir.
Oh my
There's nothing on
God,
the screen.
Pain!
wonderful.
There's nothing else
We were all
strange.
suffering.
And not only did he have 3 laptops that didn't work, that were hidden in various places
cell
throughout
phones.
the different. Yeah, he had like a
like
handful
20
of cell
cell
phones, of
phones.
flip phones at any given moment.
Yeah, I'm in a conference
I'm
call.
gonna conference calling you by
Wow.
And so all of this information is basically just spoken at us
It was
by Neil Breen reading
this
a
was a
Wikipedia
film of
article.
pure exposition.
Yeah, it was just Neil.
This wasn't
all
the film.
through voiceover.
Oh my god.
80% of which is just
Yeah.
about his own awesome
How
credentials.
great
as
he
a
is.
character.
How humble
And
and
how-
yet strong.
The fact that I became so individually, electronically powerful scared
Oh
my
my
government,
fucking
as
god.
well as others.
And everyone is terrified of him.
And how torn up he is all the
Oh,
time.
because my
Oh, yeah.
fiance.
Where are you? Where are you? I can't take this anymore.
Oh no!
can't go on with this. I can't go on with this.
Neither can
Word.
Word.
I'm an American. I love this country.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was like, in a classic Neil Breen fashion, there's like all these elements that just kind of exist in his films that don't really ever come together.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene, there's several scenes because this movie reuses shots quite a bit. And
it also
it's-
used a lot of stock footage.
yeah, and it's kind of jarbled because the movie is told in bits and pieces from kind of it's somewhat linear, but at the same time there's a lot of hallucinations, unreliable narrator type stuff if he
Yeah.
was that smart enough to think that far ahead, which he
Yeah.
wasn't. And so it's hard to say for sure
Yeah.
if something is replaying
Neil
or
Breen
it's
is like Eggers
is-
before his time.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
how many times have you saw that one scene where he's like, "Help me"?
That's where I was going. Exactly. Yeah. And we don't resolve that ever.
No,
help
no
me. Help.
answer,
Nothing.
help,
Yeah.
nothing.
I think there's one shot that explains the whole movie. Actually.
Was it the
Okay.
shot with the
Yeah.
trunk full of
Please,
I
tuna?
want
Go
to
ahead.
listen.
Yes, it
to
was.
can't-
Actually,
Was it?
Neil Breen in this movie eats a can full of raw tuna.
Kill you.
I don't need much to live on anymore. I just eat tuna out of
I
the
got
can.
a dog food.
I bet you do.
Jesus Christ!
How much tuna can you mess up?
Any government secret system by way of my
Tuna and
computers,
water or
cell phones,
First
and-
date
Legit
tuna.
No, I invented one of the systems.
He spilled more tuna on his lap than he had in the can.
Oh my god.
I think I know exactly where you're going.
Spills it. It goes all over. It, like an enormous amount of tuna spills. But then later in the
More
movie,
tuna than what was in the can.
later in the movie, he opens his trunk. We see a huge box full of empty tuna cans.
Yeah.
I
You
think
son
this
of a bitch.
mofo just ate so much
And
tuna.
mercury poisoning.
Mercury
Ah!
poisoning. Oh, this freaking mental trip.
Oh, Why, Neil?
Wow.
His farts probably reek.
Oh my
He's definitely got mercury poisoning.
He's gonna die.
Yes, he does.
This is just a trip on his mercury poisoning.
I think Neil Breen actually has mercury poisoning.
I'm about to say maybe this is
What
the
do you
reason.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that literally.
I mean, you've got it was no tuna in water. There was no tuna in the oil. It was
dry tuna.
That was
Gross.
the worst tuna I've.
It would explain all the things
it would
if
explain-
it was mercury poison. But see, that's the thing. I cannot give him enough credit
No.
to do something.
No.
No.
No,
Not at all.
no.
What's that?
That
What's
makes
the
sense because then he's like, "Oh yeah, it's a totally normal thing for a guy on the
Everyone has
run to just eat a bunch of
mercury
tuna."
Hey, you do you.
We're greeted with endless amounts of narration, as you said, about how cool he is and how
Yeah.
all these different things are awesome. And
in stark contrast to what we're watching.
I mean, yeah, this is Neil Breen we're talking about. So all these cool things that he's been in, all like CIA and secret ops and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's this, he's Neil Breen.
Yeah.
We all know what he looks like. What are his qualifications, right? So he's
Qualification.
What are his qualifications? He has a lot of cell phones.
Yeah.
He
Six
hacks.
of them.
Yeah.
That he hacks satellites with, so he's a hacker.
He
controls
everything.
everything.
That's right. And
All technology.
All technology, and he knows more than any government does in the whole world.
Yeah.
The whole world. He has a satellite that masks his position using light rays or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And that creates a field that no one can see through
And
that
then,
kills
they get
you.
close and go,
So at that point in the movie, we start formulating this kind of like, wait a second, this sounds like a 7-year-old making up like a cool super spy. And then the more we watch this movie, the more we're like, and I have a force field, and I know more than anything and anybody else.
Why? I hadn't even heard it in that voice before now. Yeah, but you can't do that because I have a force field.
It's that.
Yeah, sweetie.
Yeah.
That I got through. Yeah, but
I have this.
But I have a net, and the safety net catches you, and you can't see me.
And that's how he writes. That is really how he writes. Did you have like a fake cell phone?
Yeah,
you thought you were like a cool
always
secret
do that,
agent on your cell phone? Confirmed. Mission aborted. And like all those words.
Yeah.
That's
cool words you've heard in other movies, but you have no
That's it.
conception of what they actually mean or
and so like
function
to
in
an
the story.
extent that is painful.
Yeah.
It is awkward to watch.
Yeah.
It made us wither. In our chairs, we were dying.
I mean,
slowly desiccating.
By the halfway point, we had seen 50% Neil Breen and 50% stock footage of like 1980s.
Weirdest part.
Yeah.
That was
Like, oh look, NASA.
Endless planes.
I hope
the
I hope
worst.
the eagle survives.
Do not test on the eagle because he's also a bio/chemical terrorist agent, kind of.
Yeah.
He knows enough. He keeps squirting vials of stuff everywhere, and so he's also a bio.
Through the things that he's going to inject through, but go on.
Yeah.
Are we missing any of his skills? Is he
no
skills?
He sleeps outside of his car.
He passes out outside of the car.
Can we call that a skill?
Yes. Advanced camping.
Parkour
Yeah.
up a mountain. It's half-ass parkour.
You mean his gazelle maneuvering up a mountain?
Wow, the athleticism.
Like a gazelle.
Look at that butt.
You want to see it up close?
No.
Oh my god. We haven't.
One of the
missed
things
anything.
that we haven't talked about, sort of related to a skill, is that he gets a questionably magical fool's gold rock and uses it to cure a girl of brain cancer.
Brain cancer.
Okay, but that was what was actually, in my opinion, the weirdest part of the film.
Yeah.
There was clearly the bit about the pyrite,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't really come back.
Yeah.
It kind of like he got the pyrite from this god figure, and by god I mean an old white man with a beard. Which
I was about to say, I think we put a lot of our own reading on the fact that
you kind
was
of have
God.
to at a certain point
When there's nothing else, yeah.
What the?
Oh my god.
It's him in the future.
It's God.
It might be actually.
You don't look like a terrorist to me.
Probably not in the middle of the Nevada desert.
I thought of him as
the godlike figure hits his head on a rock.
That's true.
And then he has blood coming out of his head, and then he doesn't have it coming out of his head. So we're all very confused. And the god-ish man hands him up a stone, which we realized immediately was pyrite.
We all know it's pyrite, fool's gold, yeah.
Yeah. And he, the Neil Breen fellow, who had a name.
Aaron? I want to say Aaron.
I don't know.
I think Aaron was right.
Well, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
He had a name.
On the show.
They said it
He
once.
had a name that was said once at the top of the film.
My name is...
And never said again. Not good, kids.
Not even by his fiance.
At any rate, so he gets this pyrite, and then cures a girl of her brain cancer, and then it kind of like popped up a couple times throughout the film.
He lost it in a tuna can once.
He found it from the tuna can.
Yeah.
But even still, it didn't matter.
No, it didn't. It didn't do anything.
Use it after
It didn't do anything. No.
It was just there.
He had the scene with the girl with the brain cancer, and then he showed up in a vision with his wife and was like, I think I cured her of brain cancer today.
Oh, that's right. I want to bring you back to life with this magic rock.
Yeah, that's it.
And then she said, don't, for some reason.
Yeah.
And then she kept saying...
Yeah, she did a lot of that.
Always.
Her acting is better than his. I'm just kidding, it's the same.
I like how even her ghost is like, no,
No, it's fine. You do you, Neil.
I'm trying to logic a film that is not logical.
Yeah.
Welcome to Uncorked, Dorothy.
Yeah. There we go. There it is.
The hard thing is that there is not a plot.
The
suspense is killing me, guys.
What will the plot be?
There's no plot. We kept screaming at the television. We were just waiting for something to happen.
He was trying to shut down Vegas. But
for like,
wow, are you trying to
On
give
whose
a plot?
behalf?
Yeah.
there was
No.
he said it in one line. There was one line.
Yeah.
Michael's got this.
There is no plot.
There's no plot. There was a mission. There was a line. There's
There's a
one
mission.
single
There's a mission,
line.
but it's not a plot.
That's true.
That's
Dorothy's
fair.
got a point
That's
there.
fair.
That's
What
a,
was the mission?
No, his
To
mission
shut down
was
half
to shut
Vegas.
down
But-
half of
but the-
Vegas, but there was no plot to the
But
movie.
that also never happened.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But at
Never
the
shut
very
down
end, he does something, and I'm not sure what. But he
Was
does.
it ending the film?
He yes.
That happened on its own.
Question mark.
He does something that shows that
credits
he
roll.
acted for
It
the good
ended.
guys instead of for the bad guys.
There was
I don't
something.
know
Yeah.
how-
Does it
Yeah.
matter if he was on the good guys or bad guy side?
I don't
Like,
think it
why
did. I don't
does that
know.
even
I didn't
matter?
play it.
So there's
kinda,
there's that weird scene at the end that doesn't make any sense. Because it's like there's these two guys, the guys he's been working for, and then there's
Yeah.
this other group of guys. They're next to some trains, and
Yeah.
there's some like gunfire. I have no idea whose role anyone is. And then Neil Breen goes on another monologue about how he's shaken up the CIA and like the Secretary of State and all these different people. And then the movie just kind of fizzles.
It fizzled out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if
The
you're
whole
at that
film
point
fizzled
in the movie and it's like, he's all, oh, we're the good guys and we're with the bad guys. Why does it even matter what side he's on? He's there, he's doing something. It's like, hey, listen, we want to get to the end of the movie. Let's just get to it.
Yeah.
And just do whatever you need to do and say whatever you need to say. And we're just gonna follow you to whatever. And we invested a lot of time in this movie. We invested too much time into this movie. And it's like, let's just get to the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I watched home
Let's go.
from my childhood with more
Yeah.
arc than this
It
film.
was.
That's true.
Yeah.
More stuff happened.
I was gonna say I think Neil Breen is the best looking in this movie of any of the Neil Breen movies we've watched.
Oh,
that's-
him himself. I thought you meant he was the most.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
bitch, no, he wasn't. But then you said, oh,
Which
the
is-
movies
Yeah.
watched.
Not saying much.
That's
but
true.
it's true.
He did look the best of all the Neil Breen films.
This
we've
was
seen him in.
2005 Neil Breen.
Yeah.
Of course, therein lies the toss-up of the
Yeah.
this versus the other Neil Breen movies. Is arguably there's dumber stuff in other movies, like when he's Techno Jesus, but this one
but
is
this was
worse
worse.
because it's boring.
It's so
There's
boring.
no nothing. There's no plot. There's no nothing. It's
No.
just
And
him
so,
doing things.
I
or
feel.
parkouring. Yeah. Like
So-
goat parkouring.
More like
I feel as though
Parkouring?
we're,
National
Yeah.
Park. I tried.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Oh.
You understand.
so for this film. Let's say we're at the point where we cork it.
Oh, are we
Okay.
already?
We're
But
gonna
we haven't
cork
even
the film.
talked about its parents. Can we
yeah.
mention the
Its
lake and his parents?
Why did they show up?
Okay, so there's
Oh,
a few hallucinations I want to talk about first. I'm sorry. Him and his kids
Yeah.
and his parents. So
Yeah.
His
Neil,
old ass parents.
yeah, his character is for some reason just flipping between reality and hallucination or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
He's an
Anya
auteur
has now
director.
switched to hallucination
I am
mode.
tuning out. I hated this movie so much.
And he was sitting.
I've never screamed louder. Wait, did we talk about his scrotum?
Yeah,
We
technically,
did,
yeah.
but-
But did we talk about it enough?
No, we
I don't
don't
know if
need
we
to go
did.
Talk
any
about his
more.
parents. It's
Can we
fine.
not go into detail about the scrotum? Can we please?
That was such a shocking
It
image
was
because
so
the movie is so
awful.
full of
It was
nothing.
so-
It's so boring,
I want to
so
go past that.
dull. And then all of a sudden,
Listen.
there's a grown man's ball
I
sack
do not want to go back to therapy
straight out
over this.
between his legs.
Okay?
Listen.
I don't want to go back to
Listen.
therapy for
Wait.
this.
I feel
Let's
like
move
this
past it.
movie, this was worth suing. Like, how dare you
Oh my
For
goodness.
damages.
show me your scrout?
Geez.
That was the worst thing I think I've ever seen.
I just can't believe they put
It
that in
was
there.
by a.
I don't know.
I
At
don't know.
any rate.
Yeah.
So we're
So his
gonna-
parents.
His parents, yeah.
The
What
parents,
what
yeah.
happened
Yeah, the
there?
parents.
Basically, in one of his hallucinations, he's at the edge of a lake or body of water.
It was a body of water.
And what does he start screaming? It's like, no, he wants to know if there's an afterlife.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta know. is there an afterlife? And this movie, like everything else, we realized follows the same rhythmic pattern. Everything is pronounced in this da 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 beat, da 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 beat. Like there's and Dorothy even mentioned that even the motions, even like the physical motions, have a pause.
Bit of motions, pause.
Which means he directs this way. It's not just a bunch of bad actors get together. He directs them to be this way.
It's the rhythm of his soul.
Actually, this is
I'd argue that's true.
Yeah. And so we were, of course, then also wondering how much Neil feels in his life, right? Like how does he just kind of mimic things? Because we realized that his movies are just like, if you take like a glossary term of action movies, right? A glossary of action movie terms, and just kind of sprinkle them on Neil's life a little bit of him wandering around the desert, you get his movies. Just like, all right, scientist, military, confirm scene.
Yeah.
And it's like he's listened to a lot of action movies and don't know what they look like.
Internalizing a world and regurgitating.
Yeah, it's almost fascinating. But yeah, he sees this.
It's actually kind of sad.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why his movies are so cringy.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh.
You can almost see into
why
him.
you did this.
Yeah.
But I don't know where you're going with it. You're not necessarily
slowly
going anywhere
crazy.
with it.
Yeah.
But
Too much
I get it, therefore I cringe. Because it's like if I
get it, therefore I cringe.
It's like if I was a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old and I was playing in the park and I smacked my head as I was playing. And this is the movie that came out.
And that you just stopped growing for the next 4 years.
Not even the rest of your life, but like, this is what I could make having hit my head.
Post-hitting?
Yeah, like between hitting my head and waking up, this is the movie that would come out.
I could see that. It also ties into that weird obsession that he has with kids.
With the kids!
So far, we've seen a lot of his stuff that has to do with like childhood romance.
We were lost since we were children.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Please stop falling in love with children.
Oh, there's the blue sky stuff. For some reason, he shoots everybody
every
at,
single
like this angle, and there's just blue sky behind them. Now
it's easy to edit.
Yeah.
You might think that he just does it all at once in order for him to like save on locations and to get better sound because he can just go you can go anywhere in Vegas and get a clear sky, but no. He still shoots on locations, which means you still get traffic sounds when there's no background except for a blue sky.
He's that deep. He is that clever to be hey, if I shoot in the blue sky, I can edit. Nobody's.
It is fascinating though, the other people in the movies, like the other actors and actresses who get recruited. I don't know if they're friends, family, if they're just
that's
local
a great mystery,
actors.
That's a great point.
Like what's going on with
I
them?
think they were just desperate people.
Yeah, just like desperate.
They just want to put
the
themselves out there.
range that he pulls in of just all these people of all shapes and sizes,
Desperate.
different
Las
ages,
Vegas.
and just like you got.
Maybe he has something to blackmail them about.
Yeah,
He's got information.
The fact that they were in this movie.
Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Can you think of anything else notable to talk about friggin' Double Down?
Nope.
It was half.
Got anything?
Well,
it was half.
I think it's worth repeating that it was just so bad and boring that we wanted to watch another bad movie immediately after just to cleanse the palate.
It was also so bad and boring that on numerous occasions I got up to use the bathroom and I said, "Don't bother hitting pause."
That was a movie or that was the
Can you
copy?
rewind it?
Where did I go?
Yeah.
I think you should go first. Dorothy, you get to rate this film on a scale of 1 to 7.
Okay.
For corking.
All right.
You're going to cork it.
All right.
1 is so bad it should be set on fire and never seen again. 7 is so bad it's the best movie you've ever seen.
It's kind of like a recommendation. So like the
so
higher
bad
the corks,
you have to tell someone to watch the
exactly.
movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's the worst movie I've ever seen and you have to watch it. It's a 7.
Yeah.
A 1 is it's the worst movie I've ever seen and I wish they hadn't made it.
I'll give it a 1.5.
No points.
You can't
unfortunately.
give it 0.5. You gotta
It's
give it
whole
2.
numbers.
It's
whole
you have
numbers.
to do whole numbers.
Yep.
We don't
gotta
do,
commit.
We don't do zeros. We don't do negatives. It's 1 to 7. You gotta pick one.
Okay, so I'll run down. give it a 1.
All right, and why?
See, I would love to give it a 1.5, and the only reason that I would have wanted to give it a 1.5, I can't because we have rules.
Go the
The cute eagle.
It did have a nice
The lake.
The lake was really pretty. The lake was really pretty.
Gorgeous.
The cactus was beautiful.
was great.
And really cool white rocks.
The landscape was really great. But other than that, the movie
Terrible
was
film.
straight up trash.
She gave it a 1.5 for the plants and the animals.
Which were stock footage.
They did not ask to participate in the movie.
Oh my
they
god,
were just there.
that's so sad.
But other than that, it's like if you have a movie that has no clear plot to it, you can't even follow the storyline.
Because there is none.
There is none. There's nothing that you can even follow, and it's just so chaotic and just so what is going on. How do you even call it a movie?
Yeah, that's what we ended up
like.
really
A movie.
We felt
so. For me, I'm giving it a 1.0 because what is this?
Right.
It's at least for me, it's total trash. But I like the animals. I like the pig, I like the cactus. All right, cool.
On that. Yeah,
That's solid. Yeah.
Michael.
Anya.
Yeah, no, not me.
No?
Michael was the second one here. He came all the way from Kansas. Let him rate the film.
He came all the way to
Yeah.
Kansas to watch Double Down.
Double down.
I think I am also inclined to go with a 1 cork on this,
Yeah.
but I might bump it to a 2.
No, you gotta pick. Debate it within your heart.
Okay, 99% of this movie to me is absolute trash. But there is a 1% that I think is so shocking that it's worth the surprise. The surprise of going along and being like, I know what I'm watching. This is bullshit. Blah, blah. What the did I just see? And,
my God.
And in that aspect, I do think I'm going to give it a 2 corks out of 7.
You're gonna give it 2?
If people are into movies that are bad in the way that they're like, what? I can't believe I'm watching this, then there is a golden moment in this movie that is going to shock you. Not if you've watched our episode here.
That's
but,
true. Yeah. Spoilers.
We've already spoiled it.
Spoiler.
Yeah, but I'll give it 2. But mostly it's very, very bad, and if you can avoid it, just avoid it.
If I could give a movie a negative score, this would be the film that I would give a negative score on. I think this film is so bad. If I could Yeetus deletus it from all of existence, I would do that. This is by far the worst film I've ever seen. I thought the Asylum film was bad. This was so god awful. It had no story, it had no plot. I never wanted to see Neil Breen's scrotum. I had a little bile come up in the back of my throat when I said that.
And may I just interject that, again, if you're the type of person who likes to watch a bad movie because you like to watch the other people around you
If you're
squirm,
the type of person who likes to watch a
That's
ball
what's
sack
going on.
float on the top of a pool, then you should watch this film. It had no plot, it had no story, it had no acting, it had no production value, it had no lighting. Literally no lighting.
It did actually say there was none.
There was no lighting.
Said that in the credits.
Yep.
There was no lighting. I've never seen a movie that
None.
just said lighting. None.
So it's a 7 then.
It's a 1.
Okay.
Hardest of ones.
Yeah. There's 2 or 3 more movies that we have to watch of his.
I give it a 1.
Twisted
anyway,
Pair.
I gave it a 1. You can edit what you want into this film. Go ahead, Nate. Tell me what you thought. If you give it
Solid
any,
2.
You mother. Okay.
The reason why I say this is a 2 is because there's just enough. It is boring. It is so boring.
No, it was.
But there's enough
of a
like
film.
there's like the antics of laptops, cell phones, crazy dialogue, classic Neil Breen stuff, and then like of course the magical moment, which is just I would never expected. If it's a 1, there has to be something like working against it in the way that's like they're sending a bad message, like something's bad about the filmmaker, if that makes sense. Like, or let's pretend that someone is clearly abused in a movie, right? And you're like, oh, that person's being unsafe, or someone's, actually getting harmed. So I'm not saying it's a 2 because no one gets hurt. It's a 2 because it's a magical Neil Breen movie. And it also helps that no one got hurt as well.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you actually did somewhat enjoy the film.
Yes.
Okay. Now I understand.
The like kooky.
I got you.
The kooky nonsense stuff.
Okay.
So it gets a 1.5 overall, which gets rounded down to a 2, which gets rounded down to a 1. I can do basic math. And that means we would definitely not recommend this to anyone. And if this was a film that we actually owned, we would smash it with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, no, this one has way too long of repetitive
it
and
was so much repeated
dragging and just it was
painful.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it based on that alone.
No story.
When we were going into the movie, I literally felt sort of like a panic starting, where I was like, "Oh God, I'm heading into a Neil
actually felt
Breen."
bad
Like
for him.
I felt my heartbeat racing a little bit. I was like, "Oh, what am I about to do to myself?"
This was the highest rated of all.
This was a 4.9.
So I guess that means it was moving on to Manos, the hands of the
Hands
jazz
of
hands.
fate.
Hey.
Okay.
Go. Manos, the hands of fate. It's like
Manos.
I
the
got a lot to
baños.
say about that movie. Okay, I'll save it for the things.
What a dad. What the fuck is she saying?
But you should never run away from it. Debbie, don't ever run away from it.
Alright, well, Manos, the hands of fate. We hated the Neil Breen film so much, we had to watch a second film.
That's right.
That hasn't happened in quite some time. Usually we watch a terrible film, we feel pained enough, and we're like, that's enough, I've suffered. But
Future War and Miami Connection was the last time I did.
Yeah, that was the last one. And in this case, we were like, wow, that was so not a movie.
We needed to see a movie.
Yeah.
Well, and we watched the other film that was from 1966. Yeah.
That's the oldest
Yes.
bad movie we've watched.
Yes, it is by far.
Yeah.
And it was, I thought, I won't rate it, but I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
I mean,
We all seemed to enjoy it. Yeah.
it would
What I
be
loved
hard
was it was so
to.
short.
yeah, it was an hour and 8
So
minutes.
short.
Mercifully short.
Even if it was bad, it
It
was
was,
short.
it was over. Although,
So
that middle part with the fighting, but we'll get into that.
Corazón, it was so short.
It dragged. Considering that Anya went from saying that the Asylum movie wasn't that bad after having watched Double Down, I think that it
You
basically is a miracle worker of a movie
Yeah.
to
You
make
may all
It
remember.
resets your standards.
it does.
You may all remember that I rated the Asylum film as the single worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I will have you know that the Neil Breen film was actually worse.
It takes the cake.
The Asylum would have been a strong
And thus
two.
everything gets bumped up just a tiny little
That's
bit.
how pain works, people. That's
But
how
it's a
pain
new
works.
threshold.
That's
Manos
just-
The Hands of Fate.
felt pretty
the hands
good.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So let's
got.
talk about the plot.
Yeah. Who wants to
Okay,
take it?
it's
No,
got-
Michael, you're a plot man. Talk about the plot.
Apparently
I'm
you're
a plot
plotting.
man.
He's a plot man.
So basically, you got a family in the 60s, mom, dad, little girl,
And a dog.
and a
doggy.
dog, very
Doggy.
important, yep. And
And a
they,
making out couple.
that's in a separate car, but they're driving along the highway and they're going on a little family trip in ADR world.
Your vacation starts. I'm getting home, Mother. I'm hungry.
Wow.
I believe that was the kid that said that.
Oh, look at that dog. That's cute.
That was a good cute dog.
This is going to be ADR the movie.
We should be pretty close right now. The agent said it was about 12 miles from Highway 10, and that was Highway 10 back then.
But you know, we should have asked for better directions at the last.
Yes, that's true.
Everything in this
El
I
Paso.
think this entire movie is ADR.
I would say 95% of
The
it's
whole
ADR.
film.
There was a couple times where they actually
think
had, like, I think the
95%
makeout couple did have a couple lines in
I don't
camera.
know if the makeout couple did, but I think the family did.
Someone had, yeah.
95%.
It did look like one of those old kung fu movies where they.
Yes, it did.
We go this way. Yeah.
Hey, who's he? I don't know.
But anyway, they're traveling along. They're basically on a road trip. They do pass another car with a making out couple and stuff.
Oh, she looked at the camera! There it was!
Camera!
I wonder where they're going.
Man, like there's nothing up that road.
They get pulled over by some cops, or sheriffs probably, because of a burnt out tail light.
That's right.
That's really just to introduce the sheriffs because they pop up a few times later
And
on.
how they do. They don't do anything, do
They don't
they?
They
do
just show up and
anything,
tell
but they
people to
do
leave.
show up.
Yeah.
But essentially, they take some turns and then they get lost down some winding road. It dead ends straight into a hedge or something. And,
right
or some,
into a hedge.
some
Right.
brambles. And then they have to back up. And the first place that they find, they're well, this wasn't here a minute ago. But, well, what else are we going to do? I think I can see the city out there. But,
We can follow the road back the way we came.
but, oh no, it looks like it's 4 p.m. We don't have any time.
It's getting dark.
So they decide they have to stop there for the night. So they stop there, and basically they meet a door guard keeper who's a little twitchy guy.
Torgo?
Torgo.
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away.
Who is our favorite character
He's
by
the
far.
best character in the film by far.
Also known
By
as
far.
Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah.
The fawn.
He's kind of a
He's clearly got stuffed legs.
a Moses Schrute kind of character. Like he's got the beard, the hat,
The
he looks
eyebrows.
real. He's got,
got like antennas on his eyebrows.
He does have antennas on his eyebrows, which I don't know what they were trying to do there.
Oh dear.
Ew,
Oh,
ew,
man, he's
don't
gonna-
touch me.
He's
Don't
putting
do
on it's the moves. He's
Ew.
putting on the moves.
He's got a second eyebrow. You see
Quite
it, right?
literally the
Yeah.
moves.
Yeah. What is the move? That's the move.
I strangely
Why are
like
we
his
doing it?
acting, and I don't know why.
Well, because he's owning it.
Yeah.
But he had a staff that had kind of a metal hand at the end, and he had kind of ripped up, tattered pants, and he's a little twitchy and
He
stuff.
was tweaking.
Yeah,
But he
Whole
didn't.
film.
The actor didn't overdo it.
yeah.
Did a pretty darn good job
We
with
all
it.
yeah.
thought he did an exceptional job.
Yeah.
We don't know what the tweaking
No,
was
no
about.
idea.
Never
but it-
knew.
But it was interesting,
It was
and
interesting.
he was still kind of compelling. So basically, the family ends up staying at this place, and this guy.
They invite themselves into the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without pay.
Well, Torgo, in or out?
This
Yeah.
guy says
This
he's.
isn't a motel.
He basically explains that he's the servant
It's a
and the
robbery.
master lives here, but the master's out or something, and
But the master likes you, ma'am.
yeah,
The master likes
Oh,
you.
yeah,
He
yeah.
likes
So-
you to stay in. He doesn't like the dog or the little girl, but he likes you.
that's right. So
It was
pretty
so
pretty clearly, yeah.
It's pretty clear.
To cut to the chase, the master
Just
turns out to be sort of a vampire.
He does not turn out to be Manos, though.
They were picking on my friend Breen. What's his name? Marcus?
He has arisen, y'all.
Look at those! Look at those sandals.
I want some sandals like
What
that.
is his name?
That's legit.
Maros?
Master. I don't think he has a name.
No, he
Ready.
has one.
Mer-
No, that was what bothered me.
We all thought it was Manos because he had this glorious cape
Black
that kept
cape,
showing off.
red hands,
Yep.
with the sides.
You were trying to jump off the building and go.
The flying squirrel suit.
Squirrel suit.
It looked like a squirrel suit.
Yeah.
And we all thought because
Well, because they had two hands up the front like this.
And, and at every moment he could, he acted like this.
Thou hast taught us, O Manos, and we have listened. Give ear to our words, O Manos, and hear us.
But it turned out he was like the right hand to Manos.
like the head priest or something. Yeah, because they kept saying the master. So you're like, okay,
But it wasn't him.
Manos,
He was
master,
and also,
probably the
who
same
were those
person.
women married to?
They were married to
To him.
Handman. Yeah.
Which is
so
weird.
he has a whole harem of women that are sort of like asleep / paralyzed,
In a coma-ish,
against these pillars, and then they rise to the state of living every once in a while when he summons them, perhaps.
Arise, my wives, and hear the will of Manos.
Because the master is described as not dead as you know it, and the master is not here, but he's also here. It doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
he's kind of an undead, kind of an immortal.
They'll have
priest.
white face paint on, so we're assuming they're pale.
Yeah. The right hand of Manos is after the wife.
He wants a wife of his own. Yeah.
He wants to know the right hand of Manos is the guy with the red
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
He
I'm
wants
sorry.
an additional
That's
wife.
right.
Torgo wants the woman
Yeah.
that's gotten to the home.
Because
Basically, everybody's got the hots for the wife.
But Torgo wants a
that
wife.
woman.
Yeah.
Specifically
He
that
wanted
woman.
her.
Yeah.
He liked her.
But master, you have 6 wives. Why can't I have one for myself?
You are not one of us. Therefore, you cannot have one of them.
Yes, but I have one now. This one is mine. You'll never get her.
I was shocked at how defiant Torgo was to his supposed master. I felt like he was very
Pretty
no,
defiant.
I want my own wife. And
boy. You
dang.
can't blame the poor man. That guy's got 6 wives. So you could at least.
Yeah, right? You could have one. And Torgo died for his defiance.
Well, did he die though? That kind of confused me because he ran off after his hand got melted off. No, don't touch it.
Oh.
Holy.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
The whole thing looked like it was shot in a black box theater. Yep. So they didn't have any.
Honestly, if it had been a black box theater play, it would have been better.
Yeah, I'm not
It
sure
would
that it
actually
wasn't,
be a
you
better
know?
This feels like a minimalist black box theater performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your... My high school's doing Romeo and Juliet. What's yours doing? Manos. Hands of Fate. It's so funny because the Neil Breen movie had absolutely no plot, but this one has such a succinct plot.
It was so straightforward.
Family shows up. Oh, shoot, a cult. Oh, man, we got captured. End.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man, should we kill the child or not?
In fact,
that's right.
There was a big
That was a
debate
huge
about
driving
that
force of the
was,
story.
But that was actually, I would say that's a huge driving force of stretching the movie to get as far as an hour, because there was that big fight in the middle of the movie about killing the kid or not, and it was just a bunch of women rolling on the sand, slapping each other.
Even after that, they still hadn't come up to the conclusion about, should we kill the kid?
They still
are.
arguing.
That's true.
Still
They went
arguing
through all
about
that fighting. They still
And
couldn't
then there was
decide.
the tearing of the tissue off the lady that started the fight, and you just it was padding. Because we've had a lot of padding.
I felt bad for that woman though, and I'll say that's one thing that I really liked about this film over the other film. Was we I feel like this film we had once.
Yeah,
we had hope and fear.
Yeah,
we saw characters and went, oh, I really hope that it comes out this way, or I like this person.
Right.
I have a want for them. The Neil Breen film, I was just I honestly didn't know what was happening.
the only want from the Neil Breen film was
If it's end, just for it to stop.
Yeah.
And the Neil Breen film was twice as long. And
It
so-
felt like it.
Yeah, it was almost literally.
It was an hour
twice
and
as long
44 versus an hour and 8.
6
Yeah.
minutes. So it was almost
That's
twice
a
as
long hour 44.
It was
You could have told me that was 3 hours.
It was terrible. That's an ugly little girl.
Jesus Christ.
Just so physically judgmental of every person that comes on screen. Now, I gotta say, that ending, what do we think? How
Solid.
do you think of
It
the
was
ending?
pretty surprising.
It was very much, to me, stereotypical of the time.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, and that kind of type of
Now
movie
we've
that would
got
be.
this whole
But I was
of,
also surprised. I
we're
didn't
gonna
think the
have
little
to-
girl was going to be abducted. She was
I
one of
thought
the
she
little
was.
wifey poos.
Let's be honest.
I
The
didn't
little
think she
girl
was.
was not that sharp.
To me, it was wow. No, my point more was I thought after all the whole, we must not kill the child. We must kill the
I
child.
see. Yeah,
But
yeah.
they
And
didn't
then they
kill the boy.
abducted the child,
Yeah.
and she was one of the wives. Was like, whoa! I didn't expect that.
The pro not kill the kid side.
Yeah.
The anti kill the kid side was we can keep her. She will grow into a woman
wife.
who will be then a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was enter a family, man, wife, daughter, into a cult where there is head guy who likes to abduct and marry every single woman that shows up, and who has a male servant who is not a part of his cult. Really, he is a servant to the cult, but he says you're not one of us.
One of us.
And so when that servant starts to act out, he offs the servant, takes the 2 women, and then takes the husband as his new servant. And so in the very end of the movie, we get that classic, I guess it was still kind of a new trope, where at the end of the film, you see
For
a
the
new
60s,
couple or whatever, new duo.
Precisely.
They're driving around, they go through the same thing.
And
we're going to have a great time at our vacation, just like the people at the very beginning. They get to the house, and lo and behold,
This is so stimulating.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're still there.
They're still making out.
Oh, okay. They're still doing it
Their
again.
faces aren't bright.
Maybe
red,
that's
I don't
why
wanna see
they're
it.
there still. They're stuck in a continuous bad edit.
Yeah.
I could use bad edit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Is
a
her hair
time loop.
purple?
Oh.
Was her hair purple?
He's the new.
Oh
He's the
shoot.
new Torgo.
He's the new Torgo.
And
Her
there's the
hair's
wife.
purple.
And
Is
then,
her hair purple?
oh, she's gonna be a little wife too.
Her hair looks purple.
It does.
I am Michael. I take care of the place while the master is away.
Oh my God.
That was a whole ass movie. Everything.
It's the husband.
The husband
before.
from before. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And
another.
I have to say that, like, I mean, it wasn't amazingly done, but it was well done, and it shows a sense of kind of narrative pace and understanding.
Yeah, it shows that they
Blackout.
actually know what they're. Well,
Yeah.
not that they know what they're doing, but that they have an idea of where they're going, and they have a basic understanding of storytelling.
Yeah, and how to like build suspense and
Yeah.
stuff, which is exactly what the Neil Breen movie was lacking.
not.
Utterly.
There was nothing at stake in that movie. At all. So, but in
Yes.
here there was the state.
There
There
were
was the
stakes.
family. Yeah. And so basically, just the plot of what happens near the end, to kind of like the denouement at the end is they're trying to escape the cult. Because there's a bunch of shenanigans going on. The woman keeps tripping. I can't go on. They decide it's a brilliant idea to go back to the house because that's what the cult would least expect, even though it would be coming back eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's the only place around.
There's a little glimmer of hope because the makeout couple says, yeah, go get those other couple that drove down to that road that doesn't go anywhere.
Hey, you want to go in the car up the hill? We'll make out for 6 hours.
And the sheriffs are like, oh, that's not good. So they go after. They hear the gunshot of a couple when they're like trying to shoot a rattlesnake because the rattlesnake's going to attack them. And so like, it's a little glimmer of hope. Oh, maybe the sheriff is going to find them. We're not sure. Let's go back to the house. And then they go back to the house, and then the master's there, and then the film does the whole So they even built up this possibility because I think in storytelling, if you want to leave a bit of like a what's going to happen, you have to have two clear options, and they gave two clear options. Cop saves them. They get killed by Master of Manos guy. And frankly, the movie is so short and efficient. There's not much more to say.
What I'm yeah, I like that it was short to the point, and they didn't drag it on to all the things.
I'm gonna go ahead first on Manos.
Anya's gonna go first on Manos.
Okay. Unfortunately, we're always influenced by the bias of what we've seen already.
Yeah.
And if Neil Breen's film is a 1, I would give this one like a 3. I'd say 3. And I'd say, okay, it didn't bring me the level of screaming joy that the Neil Breen film brought me. I just thought that Manos was a better constructed film. It had a story. The actors were clearly trying. They really were.
Yeah, they
and
were.
Honestly, the Tumnus or whatever, the fella who should have been a fawn. With the broken legs and the stuffing. He was actually giving a good sporting go.
He was.
He really was. And I thought that movie had a compelling story. I never was bored. It was bad. It was actually bad. I wouldn't recommend it because I gave it a 3. I was like just shy of a recommendation.
Let's just say, if I could do it, half it would be a 2.5. But 3. Yeah. It was, to me, it's like, hey, this is a film in 1966. They're doing the best that they can with what they've got. And it actually had a storyline.
Yeah.
It actually had a plot. It actually had characters that are actually caring about what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish. So, it wasn't the world's best film, obviously. It wasn't. But it was very, you could follow the storyline. You actually understood what was going on. That it was way better than the first movie for sure. And
that's not even the competition.
Yeah. And like you said, we didn't get a chance to talk too much about the music. The music was annoying to me.
It was grating.
There was, just for context sake, there was this trio. It was a saxophone, probably also who played flute, because that's very common. Pianist and drum, and they just jammed the whole time, and it was shrieking, the mixing, no stopping,
It was bad.
ever.
It was actually bad.
You know what I really want? For the music just to stop for a while, just to take a break.
We don't always need it.
They did do a good job on the painting.
Yeah.
It was painful.
I think that would probably be my main complaint was the fact that the music was
Mm-hmm.
just kind of doing way too much. It's like, hey, listen, you guys can do the music thing, but then like just chill out. You don't have to keep going with the music on and on and on and on and on. So yeah.
I think they used it so they didn't have to put in Foley of like trees moving and the sounds of the desert. I think they just literally put it there because they didn't want empty sound.
Yeah.
But then they had empty sound.
They did.
For a little bit.
Absolutely had it.
They didn't want it to be dominated by empty sound.
That might be true, but it was. I think that was actually what bothered me. It wasn't that the music was bad. It was like bad music.
There's a scene where halfway through the scene, the song stopped and they started a different song after a brief moment of pause, and it's like the story's like the scene's still going.
If they just had silence, that would.
Yeah. This is 1996. This is 1966. Yeah.
Jesus.
So he took off his belt and tied his hand around the... You know you've done the music well when you stop the song midway through the scene and just start another one.
Yeah.
My point is, I agree with you. The music was terrible.
So 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I'm in the similar ballpark. I guess I might go 4.
Wow.
Which just as like a light recommend, mainly just because it's so short that if you're gonna watch, if you want to watch a bad movie, but you know, have some fun with it, but like not have too much pain.
Commitment.
Yeah. Like this has a good plot. You can get through it quick. It has some nice twists and turns. What it lacks for being a bad movie is the things that really make a bad movie a lot of fun. You know, it doesn't like when you watch The Room or something. There are moments where you're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they did that."
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
and that makes it so much fun. Or you know, watching Batman and Robin. You know, you can really revel in the silly choices that were made. Whereas this doesn't really have that.
No,
there's
it doesn't
nothing
have a camp value.
particularly fun, but it does go down pretty easy, you know. You know, I think I was gonna give it Double Down 2. I feel like this deserves at least 2 corks beyond.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you've just described my exact conundrum.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm lying. Okay, so it doesn't have the charm that some other really bad movies have, but it's also an hour.
Yeah.
It's funny and it's easy to recommend because it's easily digestible. But it's also the music's kind of loud and annoying. It's got some tedium in there.
Yeah.
But it's also not Double Down, and I gave that a 2, so I had to kind of adjust because it needs at least 2 above that because it was so much better.
Yeah.
It's between a 3 and a 4. I'm gonna go for a 4 just because of what you said about. I can lightly recommend this one.
Yeah.
Just gently.
You're not going to feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a guiltless recommendation.
If I were to recommend something, like the Asylum movie or Double Down, I would feel a little guilty to put them through that amount of stuff.
I'm so confused and depressed.
I'm also confused and depressed.
Okay.
So I'll go for a 4, which ends up also being, I think, rounding down to a 3.
Yeah.
Significantly better.
Yeah. And I think those are the right spots for those movies to land. I'm totally happy with them landing
I have no
there.
complaints.
Yeah.
No
Double
complaints
Down,
whatsoever.
while it was inflammatory,
Trash.
it was inflammatory for me. I mean, it truly bothered me at certain points. I was like, this is actually bothering me as a human being. That is good. And yet, in this case, the worst kind of inflammatory.
It's the genesis of the artist that is.
It was actually bad.
Yeah.
Having only seen this film, how would you describe Neil Breen?
Trash.
Yeah.
Hot
Dorothy's ready to just chuck him
set
out
his
the
ass
bag.
on fire.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, y'all.
I think that's fair.
Well,
you know?
you said wrap it up because I don't understand what time it is.
Well, it's 12:30.
Yeah, we're wrapping it.
Yeah, so.
My cats are probably gonna kill me.
Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble.
Oh my god.
Double feature night.
Yeah.
Double down. Actually, we doubled down on the movies.
doubled
Oh, look at that.
nice.
Wow.
That was great.
Theming. We planned this ahead of time.
That was a lot.
Yeah, Double Down gets 1. Manos Hands of Fate gets a 3.
Yep.
I think we're all happy with that.
Yep.
Neither one gets a strong recommendation.
Nope.
We're tired. We're going to go to bed now, and you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks again for joining in.
Yeah.
Until the next time, we torture ourselves.
Let's watch anything else.
Yes. The Neil Breen break for sure.
Manos.
Thank you.
Manos was the better film.
Remind you of anyone?
Wow. You have to take a picture of that.
Fantastic.
Tell.
Look at that bad boy.